Hello everyone, 大家好. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Wash your legs and welcome back to some more GTA 5. Yeah, I'm getting a bit bored with saying hello, so I thought I'd mix it up some different languages. So I thought I'd start with Mandarin. If you want to recommend a language, or perhaps you want to translate my intro into your language in the comment section, just write it down and maybe I'll pick one and maybe I'll do that for the next video. I don't know. Just thought I'd change it up a bit for a little bit of fun. So today's video is going to be rather interesting. Well, let's just start off by having a look at this zombies car here. So when I looked at these things a couple of weeks ago, I noticed these things attached to the wheels and I was a bit confused on how they actually did that. Well, turns out it's incredibly simple, and thanks to one of you guys, Coolman2020, he actually tweeted me and explained how to do it, and it turns out it is really simple to do. And with that information, he's decided to make this little pack of cars for Menu's Object Spooner, where he converts scrap metal cars into drivable cars with spinning wheels, turning wheels, steering wheels, workable doors in some cases, and it's just absolutely amazing. Just to get an idea of what I mean here, if we go to the scrapyard and we go down to here, there's a bunch of these little scrap cars. These things right here, if any of you have looked at these things and thought, I wonder what it would look like if I just added wheels to these things and drove them. Well, today is your day, because that is exactly what we're going to be looking at in today's video. But before we get into all of that, there's going to be some comments and questions on the screen. If you would like your comments and questions featured, you can leave them in the comments section below, as always. And don't forget, if you are on Twitter, so am I. Go and follow me on Twitter at Figureight. Links are in the description. So you can just click on it and you're straight on my Twitter page, and all you have to do is click follow and you can hear all of my interesting tweets of random stuff. Or you could just tweet me things, pictures of cool stuff, whatever. Just tweet me or read my tweets, whatever you want to do. Twitter's fun. Follow me on Twitter. Okay, right, let's jump into this thing. So let's just go to the menus mod, and also I'm just going to go to the object spooner quickly and remove all of those. That was 184 objects from that zombie car just then. That is how complicated that thing is. These things are actually relatively simple, but they do such an incredible job. So let's just go to the vehicle options, vehicle spawner, save vehicles, and let's spawn in. Look at all of these. All of these with jalopy are all of the cars that we're going to be looking at today. There is 25 of them, which is so amazing. So let's just start off with the Admiral. And here we are. Check this out. Now, it looks just like a scrap car with some wheels added, but look what happens when I turn the wheel. The wheels actually turn, and we also have a steering wheel here, which is made out of a hubcap, which I thought was a nice touch considering it's meant to be a scrap car. And look, I could do wheel spins. It actually turns when the car moves forward. All four wheels, and if I was to use the handbrake, watch the rear wheels. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Oh, you only saw that for a second. But you can see that you can actually lock them up, and they work just like wheels do on any other car. It is absolutely amazing. And some of these do actually have workable doors, but some of these models don't really allow for them, especially this one, as it's kind of all crushed up and whatever. But some of the later ones do, so we'll definitely be checking those out, and I'll show you all the working doors and everything. If you want to find out how all of this works, I will be letting you know later on in the video. I'll do a small, tiny little proof of concept thing to explain how it all works. It is incredibly simple. And it also, not just giving you ideas for this to make cars with these workable wheels, there are so many new things I could think of that we can make. So hopefully very soon, there's going to be some more custom vehicles. And in fact, if you can think creatively enough to think of how we can make something new with this newfound thing that we've now learnt about, let me know some of your ideas. Not just car combos, I'm talking about just like combining objects and stuff together. What cool things we could perhaps build inside of this. Okay, so let's move on to the second one then. Vehicle spawner, save vehicles, Blista. Here we go. So it's actually the Blista Compact, and then it's actually based on the Blista Compact, which is pretty cool. And then we get the scrap version with the bumper hanging off and the boot open and the door slightly open, slightly ajar, if you want to use the correct term. And this one actually has different wheels, so there are a few different custom wheels that we can use that actually work and we can add to this thing. So there we go. There is the Blista Compact. This one actually looks a lot better than the Admiral because this still looks like a car. This still looks like it could kind of be driven, If anyone knows of the car called Rusty Slamington, you'll know what I mean. You could pretty much burn out a car and still drive it. You could still build a chassis around it and put it on you could do all sorts of really cool shit with burnt out cars. As apparent if you were to search Rusty Slamington. In fact, I'm going to put a picture on the screen right now of exactly what Rusty Slamington is. It's an amazing car. Okay, so let's move on to the third one then. And the third one is the Bobcat. This is another one of the squashed ones. Here we go. So this is meant to be a pickup truck, although I can't remember the Bobcat having that little, like, bit behind the door, like the slightly bigger cab thing. What are they called? Extended cabs? Is that the name of them? I'm not sure. I'm not really that knowledgeable on pickup trucks as much as I think they are cool. Yeah, so this is a pickup truck, all burnt out, squashed. And what I like about this is Michael's actually kind of sitting right down in there. So he's sort of almost sitting underneath the roof, although his head is actually poking out because it is incredibly small in there. Yeah, not much space to fit Michael in this one. Whoop, whoop, whoa, okay, hang on. I was hoping that head was going to crush down. Where's the realism in this game? Come on. There we go. Well, the next one, this is interesting. So this is the Burrito, which is a van, and we have it in blue, green, red, and white. So let's just spawn in the blue one. There we go. This is a blue van, all rusted out with workable wheels. And if you notice, on the side here, this is a door that works, and on the back here, this is another door that works. Let me just get out the car. Look at that. That is an added extra. That is a completely different object, not related to this van, that is added in and works. It is so amazing. And in fact, if we just go over to this trainer, because this is a lot easier to go around in, go to vehicles, go to door control, and if I go to the rear left door, watch this. There we go. Look at that. I mean, the door definitely doesn't fit. It's not supposed to fit with this thing. It's actually the rear door of probably an SUV or something, but it does work, and you can attach anything to the doors. There was actually another I think it was actually that same zombie car had stuff in the doors as well, like weaponry and stuff. You can add it in the exact same way. I'll show exactly how to do all this later on in the video. Okay, next one. In fact, let's just show you all the different colors of the vans instead of just skipping through. So we have the blue one, which is this one. Then we have the green one, which looks pretty cool. Then we have the red one. Very nice. And then the white one, which is actually my favorite. I think this one looks cooler. There we go. With the yellow door and the other sort of color door on the side, I think this one just definitely looks best. And also that number plate, that bumper, in fact, the bumper and the number plate is actually a separate object as well, which is added on just to make it look even scrappier. So cool. So amazing. Okay, so the next one, this is great. This is a bus. Check this out. Now, I don't know why he didn't use the bus as the thing. Maybe it had to do with the size of the bus or something like that. It would have been interesting if this was actually based on a bus instead, because collisions are a bit questionable. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there was a reason it could have been used with a bus. I'm not entirely sure. But look at this. This is amazing. All the roof is all completely cut out. This must have been like from a fire or something where the fire brigade had to cut people out of it or something like that. I don't entirely know. Maybe it was a bomb explosion. But this does look amazing. This is actually a modern bus, which is why it's rather interesting to see this all scrapped and broken. In fact, is this not two models? Okay, we're going to have to check this out. Let's just look at bus 2, and then I want to check that out again. So this one is one complete one. So this is one complete bus. Now, I'm very curious about that door on the side. Let's just try and get out the car. Wow. Okay, so that door is an extra object. Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, that's actually a problem. Okay, I can't get back in. The game's sort of not happy with me there. It's not wanting to let me back in, but that is amazing. That is a workable door. So what I want to check out quickly is if we just go to the vehicle options and we go to the vehicle spawner, say vehicles, at the top here it says add attachments to spooner database. And what that does is every time you spawn in one of these custom cars that have been saved, that have been made with the object spooner, it will add it in the object spooner thing to the entity database. At the moment it's currently empty. So if we go back, we go to the spawner, say vehicles, and if we set that to force on, any of these will now appear. So now we can look at all the different objects and how they're all connected. I'm just very curious to see if we just spawn in this bus right here. I'm very curious to see if this is actually two bus models put together, because it looks like two. Because that actually, that is the rear. Okay, that is the rear, but yeah, that looks slightly wrong. In fact, are those doors working? I really want to check that out quickly. I just want to see if any of those doors work. I'm very curious now to see which ones have working doors. Okay, nothing there. Okay, none of those work. Okay, we'll just ignore that then. So if we go to the object spooner and we go to the manage entity database, look at all of this. Aha, look, it is. I was right. This is actually made out of 2 buses. Oh, that is so cool. So then we have bus rec 1 and bus rec 3 that he's combined to make this cool working scrap bus, which is totally amazing. The only thing that's weird about this is the size of the wheels. I don't know if there are any bigger wheels to fit onto this, but it does look really weird on those little wee wheels. Oh well, it still looks absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of this because actually it does lag me out a little bit, and I have had a couple of crashes. I'm not sure if it's related to these models or just menu and GTA in general, but I have been having a couple of crashes, so I'm going to get rid of that. So let's just turn it back on the file decides, which is actually just going to be off. And let's look at the faction, not the function. I don't know what I was going to say function for. And here we are. Now this car isn't actually the faction. I don't know what car this is. It's a rather interesting one. And it's actually got mismatched wheels as well, just to show you some of the different wheels you can get. We've got the wire wheels one, we've got this one at the back, then we have this sports one here, and then we have the DeLorean style wheels on the front. Those wheels definitely look the most natural and the most look like they fit. The rest of these have kind of weird textures and shapes to them. That's definitely the most wheeled one. But yeah, again, all of these turn, and they all work like that, and the back wheels lock up when I brake. It is amazing. There we go. And I've also, is that, oh well, even the exhaust is lined up. That's clever. That's clever. He must have added an extra exhaust to get that little touch there, but that is cool. That is so cool. And also an added seat, I would assume. And again, a working door. Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. Okay, let's just go to the faction donk now. I'm very excited to see how this looks. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, whoa, wow. Okay, we've got an engine. We've got a big, massive speaker. And we've got a seat as well. And what looks like a dinner plate. Yep, that is a dinner plate steering wheel. Okay, this is brilliant. This is fantastic. And, yes, let's see, this one has bigger wheels. Maybe, oh, one of them's flat. Oh, wow. So that's actually, that must be showcasing the fact that one of those is a flat model. That's really cool. Yeah, I wondered if those wheels could have been used for the bus. I'm curious if those would have fit. There was probably a reason that they didn't fit. Oh, but that is so cool. Now, this gives me the idea to make loads of different donks. Although we do have these crappy donk wheels. But it's still possible. Maybe we'll try that out later on in the video. Or maybe I'll do a separate video making some funny donks. So, that's that one. This one doesn't have working doors. It just have one door that's just constantly open. Which is, I guess, because it's meant to be a burnt-out car. Okay, I think we're almost halfway there. There is actually some boats and planes as well. I'm going to try and speed things up now. So then we have this one right here. This one's pretty cool. Looks like a complete car. And this one actually has, again, these are going to be working doors, aren't they? I think front left. There we go. Rear left. Yes, this even has rear doors. Let's see. Does it have a working... Okay, there's no working bonnet. And there's no working trunk. But the doors all closed and everything. And again, that looks like a dinner plate steering wheel. And we've got an added seat in there. That is so cool. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, this one actually works kind of because it still looks like a car in this case. And it's not just flattened to nothing. So I do like that one. Then we have the Peyote. There we go. This is a classic car. We've got a... That door looks so odd. This one again has working doors. And that looks like a working bonnet. Let's see if that is a working bonnet. Oh, wow. That bonnet actually fits. That is a great fit. Maybe that was just made for this car. That's brilliant. Okay, so this one has a working hood. And it has working front, left, and front right doors. Check those out. That's absolutely amazing. And we have the bumper added to the back again. There must be some different versions of that. Because that... Oh, maybe he angled the other ones. Okay, that makes sense. So he's added in a little bumper as well. Just to make it look a bit more car-y. That's so great. Okay, speeding things up now, we have the Phantom. This is a truck, and a truck that looks absolutely amazing. Check that out. That is brilliant. This looks so cool. This could be the perfect beginning bit of a Mad Max car or something. Oh, this is great. This is actually my favorite so far, because this could be a basis for something so cool. So damn cool. We could even use that for like a zombie vehicle or something like that. Add some weaponry to it. You know, like a whole computer system. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so the next one, whoop, is the Premier. and just crashed into it. Now, this car doesn't actually look like a Premier. This looks like the old bananas that we got from GTA 3. But check that out. So that's car 1. Then we have Premier 2, which actually looks very similar. I think the only difference is they've just got some different broken glass and stuff. Obviously, Rockstar, when they were making these models to plant around in scrapyards and stuff, they wanted to have a few of the same car that just looked a bit different. And then we have the third one, which is actually a really flattened version. And interestingly, it's got a foreign number plate. That's the bit that's really curious to me. I wonder why they did that. That's very special. And maybe they just bought that model and that's just how it looked. I'm not entirely sure how they all work. Maybe they bought it from someone who had the foreign number plate. But it's interesting. It's like that car has a backstory, being that they made the scrap car like it was imported from South America or something. I don't know. And then the next one is the Shamal. Okay, let me just sort of drive this up here and jump out, because we need a lot of space for this baby. Here we go. Check this out. So this is a working plane that looks like a completely ruined, scrapped one. So it doesn't have working wings, which sort of makes it like the Dodo from GTA 3, which, fun fact, actually, I think this is right, and maybe this was a rumor. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember now. There's so many like things that were rumors and turned out to be facts and stuff from the old games that I can't remember them all. But I believe that the old Dodos in GTA 3 had their wings clipped so that they couldn't fly because of September the 11th. Apparently there was going to be a mission where you fly a plane into a building. They got rid of all of that, and obviously they didn't want people flying planes into buildings, so again, they got rid of the flying plane, and that's why the Dodo in GTA 3 wasn't able to fly. But obviously, unlike the Dodo GTA 3, with its clipped wings, this one does fly, which is a rather strange spectacle, especially as the doors are still open. But oh god! But that is incredible, and also that you can see all the sort of things on the engines are all sort of taken off. This is definitely a scrap plane. If we can get out there, there is actually a little bit on the interior, as we can see there. Look at that. It's even got a working interior. Now there is another one. I'm going to have to run over here because there's a lot of space over here. So here is the second Shamal. Again, all scrapped. Now this one actually has a really scrapped interior as well. If we just get out, you'll be able to see all the seats are kind of all broken and sort of fallen over and stuff. Which is, again, and this one also says US Air Force. I think the other one was actually supposed to be a passenger jet. Whereas this one looks more like Air Force One or something. Anyway, oh, I didn't mean to spawn another one in. Whoops. So the next two are actually boats. I'm going to leave those two last. Let's look at Uranus. Stop giggling, guys. Stop giggling. Here is Uranus. Uranus is looking lovely today. Fun fact, this was actually a car from GTA 4. Now, I have seen this scrap car on my travels in this game, and I did notice it and thought, why do they add the scrap car and not the real one? I thought that was interesting, because actually I quite liked these cars, because they do look like old Mustangs or old Sierras and stuff, so I quite liked how this car looked. Sadly, they didn't add this one in GTA 5, but we do have this drivable scrap version now, which looks pretty cool, even though it does look really weird with it all scrapped up, but that's pretty cool. And then we also have, let's just go back, a donk version of this, or if it says it's a donk version, we'll have a look. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, so it's basically a jacked up version of the squashed body panel, and it's just a little bit higher up. There we go. So not so much of a donk, just more like a lifted version of Uranus. A lifted anus. No, not a lifted anus. What am I on about? Uranus has been lifted. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Okay, right, let's move over to the beach then. In fact, can I? Can't. Let's move over to the other side of this fence then, as if by magic, and check out the two boats to finish. Now, I did just say to finish. Actually, yeah, we're going to look at these and then quickly, because I know this video is getting quite long now, quickly have a look at how to do all this yourself and add those working wheels and everything else for those of you who are interested. Saved vehicles, let's just go check out, first of all, the Squallow. Here we go. Now, this is cool because this is, I assume it's supposed to be a scrap boat, but it does look like a boat that could probably still be seaworthy, which is rather interesting. So this is just another take. It just looks like an old scrap boat. It looks like it could definitely float on water and be used as a boat, but it is quite neglected. And I like that. We didn't really have anything. We've all just got pristine looking boats. We didn't have anything sort of like a raft or something. Now, I do know that there is a wooden raft model that we could actually turn into a boat if we wanted. But it does look a bit off when I align all the seats and stuff. But check that out. That looks pretty amazing. That was the Squallow. Then we also have the Tropic, which again is supposed to be a scrap boat, but really it just looks like a seaworthy boat, not a roadworthy boat. It does look like a seaworthy boat, but it just looks a bit neglected. Totally looks like it could be seaworthy. So these are two interesting additions, because unlike looking like the scrap cars, these ones look like they could be ridden. And what's the term? Driven? Can you drive a boat? Sail a boat. These look like these could be sailed. They don't have sails. Oh, I don't know, actually. That's a good point. What is the correct word to use there? Okay, right. Let's just go over to the beach here. And I'm going to show you very quickly, because we are really just pushing time now. I'm just going to really quickly show you guys how we can get this working. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is, of course, I'm in the menus mod. I'm going to go to the object spawner. I'm going to spawn entity into world. And I'm just going to spawn in a random car. JB700. That's a car I really don't use enough, and I think it's one of my favourite cars actually in GTA 5. I really like it, especially with the guns on the front. Definitely a really cool car. I'm just going to use this as the base actually, so you're not even going to see it. And what I'm going to do is, let me just go to object search and try and see, is it going to be under scrap? Actually what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go into the spooner mode, because I want to preview these objects first of all. If you're using any of these objects in object spooner, it's probably a good idea to use these spooner modes. So let's just go there, scrap. Again, let's see what we can find here. These are all just going to be terrible, actually. But it's just giving me an idea. I'm going to make a drivable scrap panel. There we go. So I'm going to get that. I'm going to go to objects. I'm going to go search. I'm going to find wheel. And, I mean, there's some interesting ones here. There's definitely like a rail wheel. There's a cart wheel. What else do we have here? These are all... There we go. These are the prop wheels that we got. So these ones you can definitely recognize from being on those cars. I'm just going to go with the wire wheels, as I think they look pretty cool. So I'm going to spawn in 4 of those. Very nice. And what I'm going to do now is I'm then going to start attaching them all to this car. Now, obviously, we don't want to see this car. But if I was to make this car invisible, in fact, let's just show you this so I can show you how this doesn't work. If we set this car to invisible, and then I try to add a wheel, let's just go to add, attach to JB700. Now this is where you attach it to the wheel. Once it's attached to the car, we go to bone, and we click that, and then we can go to wheel or door or anything like that, and we can attach it to all these different parts of the vehicle. So if I just go to left, right, and try and attach that. Now, if I was to move the car forward, in fact, I'm going to jump out of spooner mode now because we're finished with that one. If I was to jump into this car here and try to move forward, you will see that the wheels don't actually move. I can't really turn them from side to side. They don't move when you go forwards and backwards. And that is because the car is invisible and there's nothing to really base it on. So if I was to go back and make this visible again, now you can see that it is attached to the wheel and it works as intended. But of course we don't want to see the car. And that is why you use opacity. So if we just turn opacity to 0, we now still have all the working wheels and stuff, but we can't see the car. So for now, I'm just going to set this to reset, because I'm going to align all these wheels first and then hide the car, just so it's a little bit easier to deal with. So this is the first wheel. All we have to do is go to attachment options. I'm going to really turn my scroll sensitivity up, and I'm going to go to yaw and turn that up to 90. There we go. And I'm just going to do the same for the other 3. So again, I've selected the next wheel along, which is that one. Of course, as you select through these, it's going to point out which object it is. So there's that one. Attachment objects, attachment options, attach to the JB700. Go to the bone, and this time, as we used wheel left, right. What did we use? Oh, no, it was wheel left front. So now we're going to go to wheel left rear. There we go, and that's going to attach that to the rear. And again, I'm just going to set that yaw to 90. In fact, actually, we're going to have to set that to negative 90 to get it on the right side. There we go. And now I'm just going to do the same for the other 2. Okay, so here we are. There is all the wheels added, and as you can see, they all work. And because these wheels are very similar to the ones that are already on the car, you're probably not going to notice them all that much. But now if we just go back to our object spooner, we go to the JB700, go to opacity and turn it to 0. There we go. We now have a working car with wheels. So now we can attach whatever body we want, and we can have working wheels and stuff. I'm not going to add the steering wheel and stuff like that. Again, it's using the same thing, attached to vehicle, then change the bone to the doors, the wheels, whatever. So now I'm just going to go to this little scrap thing here, I'm going to attach this. In fact, I'm going to get rid of the collisions on this one because it might break. That's actually, I might break the collisions with those wheels, I guess. Actually, it still works, doesn't it? So, okay, we're not in spooner mode, so the collisions do work. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Attachment options, attach to something, and attach to car. And all I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to rotate it. Which way? It's not going to be that way. It's not going to be that one. It's probably going to be on the pitch. There we go. There's our pitch. We could turn it all the way around like that. This is very shoddy, but you can see what I mean. So now I've just made this little thing. We could actually add in a seat if we wanted. We could spend a lot more time and effort finding better objects, making more objects, combining them to have a better looking thing. But there we go. I have just made a very rough, a very sort of rough scrap proof of concept of the fact that you can now add all. If I say now, we've always been able to do this. I've just never really known. Big thanks to Coolman2020, one of you guys, one of you subscribers, who's tweeted me and explained how to do this and also made that pack. I'll put a link to his tweet that explains how to do it. If you want it in a perhaps more visual form that's not on a video, I'll link his tweet, and also I will link the little download pack for this on the GTA 5 mods website. Very easy to install all of these menu things. All you have to do is just go to the menu stuff folder once you've installed menu and you've loaded it up to GTA. Oh dear, what's happened there? Oh dear. Oh dear. Wow, even the wheel is still turning on the bike. That's a detail I've never seen before. That is awesome. Okay, well, they definitely killed that guy. Yeah, all you have to do is once you've installed menu, it will make a menu stuff folder, and inside that there's a vehicles folder. You just bung the XML files in there and they will appear in the list in the save vehicles thing. So easy. So easy to install these things, and that is why I love this thing, because it's just so simple and amazing. Well, there we go. That is it for this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please let me know by rating, commenting, and subscribing. Whoop. I just want to say, again, also thank you, because we've hit a couple of milestones recently. And also another thing I'm going to point out in just a second. First of all, we hit 175,000 subscribers, which is just a stunning figure. All I could say is thank you all so much for being amazing and subscribing. You are all brilliant people. Thanks to 175,000 of you. Actually, there was more, but some people unsubscribe and all this other thing. But right now, 175,000 plus people at this point are subscribed, and that is... I can't even imagine, like, that number, seeing you all in real life. That's like multiple filled stadiums. That's incredible. And again, another milestone we hit was 20 million video views. It's absolutely amazing. I just can't thank you guys enough. And I should point out, because I was actually meant to do a 100,000 subscriber video thanking you guys, but I never got around to doing it. I actually bought the camera and everything, and I was going to do a room tour, but my room is still sort of half finished and full of rubbish. So I'll get through to that at some point. And I'll also try and get a camera as well, so I can film some car vlogs and stuff, because I'm sure you guys will like all of that sort of stuff. But there we go. That is it. That is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, subscribing, all this sort of stuff, commenting, liking, all these things that you do. I really, really appreciate it. You guys make my life. So thank you. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Uranus is looking lovely today.